Hey everybody, I'm back with chapter 2 of Reddit Reads Episode 1. The hotel I worked at was haunted. So before I get started, I want to mention a couple things that are very valid to mention. Number one is if you haven't watched chapter 1, or rather listened or heard, I would highly recommend doing so. I don't see why you would watch chapter 2 without watching chapter 1. Because you would be so out of line with the story. But that's me. I don't know. Maybe you guys aren't like me. I don't know. And yeah. So link will be in the description for chapter 1. And up to the last chapter, I'll have the previous chapter that I read linked in the description so you guys can keep up. Without further ado, let's get straight into this. The love is much appreciated, Reddit family. I must say, I wasn't expecting this kind of response. Oh, never mind. Whoops. Oh, I'll have to read it. The love is much appreciated, Reddit family. I wasn't expecting this kind of response. If you'd like to read the first installment of the series, please feel free at chapter 1. But without further ado, let's move on to another tale of my haunted employment at what we'll call the Whitmore Hotel. This one probably left me the most unnerved of anything that happened. It happened some months after the first story I posted, with a few minor incidents in the interim. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna fumble on certain words. I apologize about that. I'm gonna mention that, now, and I apologize about that. It was a Saturday night. I remember this distinctly because of the amount of incoming and outgoing guests we see on this particular night of the week. It's directly related to what happened. Me and another employee were working on the front desk, taking in taking the incoming reservations. There were people around me and there were people around the lobby chatting, either coming back either coming back from or on their way out to the next bar. It was about 1 a.m., so people realized the lobby. Oh my god, sorry guys. It was about 1 a.m., so people realized they had an hour to do their livers as much damage as possible until they returned to the hotel for the night. I don't blame them for going elsewhere to drink since our bar was woefully overpriced. Even so, our bar was at 75% capacity. Anyways, I got done with my guests at the desk. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And noticed there was no longer anyone waiting, as my coworker had just started taking care of another guest. I walked to the room behind the front desk to get something to drink and to check my phone out of the site. Sorry, guys, check my phone out of the line of sight of guests lingering in the lobby. We play music which is broadcast through speakers throughout the hotel, including the room I was in. It comes from a playlist on a computer whose only purpose is to fill the hallways and lobbies with elevator music. Being that it came from the computer, I was slightly taken back when static came through the speakers. I listened for a moment, as a hint of white noise hissed through the speakers, then completely cut off. I checked the computer, which was working just fine, and showed the current song as playing as it should be. So I checked the chord. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to light a cigarette here. So I checked the chord of the computer. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness, I keep screwing up. I checked the cord, which led to the receiver. All was fine there as well. I decided the problem was out of my control and ventured to return to the front desk. But as I opened the door, a sudden wave of deafening silence flooded over me. It actually startled me. I opened the door all the way and stopped dead in my tracks. I had been in the room for no longer than 20 seconds, and apparently in that time, each and every of the probably 20 plus people in the lobby, including my coworker, had vanished. I felt a drip of cold sweat run down my back. I gazed across the lobby to the bar, only to find it deserted as well. All I could hear during this time was the sound of my heart beating. There had to be some kind of rational explanation for this. I ventured onto the lobby, each step echoing through the high ceilings. I knocked on a random room door. Got no response. Another. No response. Just for shits and giggles, I checked the second floor as well. I heard a door creak at the end of the hallway. I assumed it was open as I didn't hear it close. So I trudged down to the end of the hall. And as I got there, the door to room 202 clicked shut. I politely knocked on the door and got no response. I pounded on the door harder and yelled, "Hello!" Finally, I used my master key to unlock the door and burst inside. In hindsight, probably not the smartest idea considering I had no idea what awaited me on the other side. I was met by nothing. The same ear-shattering silence as before plagued me. I checked the main room and the bathroom and found no one. I exited the room, struggling to make sense of what was going on around me. Then that horrible silence was broken by the familiar ding of the elevators. I looked up and to my right at the numbers above the door, which told me this particular elevator trip had originated from the floor above me. It was coming down. And once I noticed it got past the second floor, I rushed downstairs to try to meet whoever it was. To see if they had any idea what the hell was going on. I made it to the first floor and waited a cautious distance from the elevator. For what felt like an eternity, I nervously tapped my foot on the ground. Then the elevator door opened. There was nothing. No one inside the elevator. This thoroughly scared the Bee Gees out of me. The Bee Jesus, sorry guys, out of me. Not the Bee Gees. Good band, but not them. And I ran out to the room behind the front desk. I gathered my belongings as quickly as I could and prepared to leave the hotel. I felt disoriented from the sheer silence of the walls I so desperately did not want to be trapped in. As I turned the door handle to exit the room, a cascade of noise hit me like a ton of bricks. The music, the chatter of patrons in the lobby, my coworker's voice informing the guests he was helping about our breakfast hours. Everything was back to normal. It was as if what had just happened hadn't happened at all. I stood there, frozen, until my coworker turned to me. "You okay?" he said. I couldn't bring myself to speak. "Are you leaving or something?" he inquired, noticing my coat on my arm. His tone told me he was on the brink of annoyance, pending my answer to his question. I snapped out of it. No. I offered no real explanation before I turned around and went back into the room. I set my coat down, took a deep breath, and walked back out. I noticed a new guest had just entered the queue behind ones my coworker was currently assisting. I pressed my shirt down and stepped up to the computer. Welcome, I'm Nick. What can I do for you? And that, everybody, is the end to chapter 2. So I will be doing chapter 3 literally right after this. I would have done it in one stream, or I did two chapters. However, if I do that, I think personally would throw off anybody who wants to hear chapter 2 instead of chapter 3. But at the same time, it gives them double content. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do each individual chapter. If there's other streams that have other stories, that have several chapters, I would do it in the same fashion, which is each chapter has its own stream for the sake of somebody wanting to just catch up on the one chapter and not listen to 2. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do truly apologize. I've been stumbling on the words that I mentioned earlier. I will do. I'm not sure what's happened, but just weird. Maybe it's a ghost encounter that's caused me to fumble. Ooh. But I truly thank you guys for watching, or listening. Sorry, not watching, not a video. Or unless you watched, that's fine. I'm not going to kill you, obviously. But yeah. Excuse me. So if you guys have any recommendations for stories I should read on Reddit, I will only accept Reddit stories, by the way. I forgot to mention that in the video yesterday, so I put it in the description. I only accept Reddit stories. For my safety, I am very familiar with Reddit now. I've done my extensive time of getting to know the website in terms of the scary stories section. And again, I will try eventually to do other websites of the same nature as Reddit. I want to do some deep web stories. I want to do some stuff like that. So if you guys have any related type stuff you guys would like to share of your own experiences, you guys email me. And the email will be as well in the description down below. As for every video, if you guys have any recommendations of your own experiences you guys would like me to read, by all means, email me. And until next time, guys, one more thing. If there's any way you guys would like me to improve the reading aside from today where I'm stumbling like crazy, let me know. Can I change the way I read it and how? Until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this read. Until next time, stay spooky, scary, whatever I said last time at the end, and peace. I obviously don't remember what I said.